So resuming from Sutra 696. Karaka Prakaranam. Uktasya yasya kriyakalonyasya kriyavakashas tasmat saptami. A Saptami Vishnu Bhakti is applied after an Ukta Karaka, whose time of action is the occasion of action for another Karaka. And whose time of action, Kriyakalaha, Anyasya, is the occasion of action for another Karaka. Due to the general mention of the word Uktasya here, any Karaka is accepted. Thus we get Goshu Tishtanti Shu Gayati Krishna. While the cows are standing, Krishna sings. I think this is the Sati Saptami Prayoga, looks like. Goshu Duhyamanasu Gayati Krishna. While the cows are being milked, Krishna sings. So a Saptami Vishnu Bhakti is applied after an Ukta Karaka, like Goshu, whose time of action is the occasion of action for another Karaka. Right. This rule applies both when there is propriety and impropriety. Thus we get Vaishnaveshu Bhunjaneshu Vaishnava Ahuyante. Vaishnavas are invited while the Vaishnavas are eating, and Vaishnaveshu Bhunjaneshu Avaishnava Ahuyante. Non Vaishnavas are invited while the Vaishnavas are eating. Why do we say Uktasya? Consider Gavam Dohe Gayati. He sings during the milking of the cows. Why do we say Anyasya? Consider Duhan Geetvan Krishna. Krishna sang while he milked. So Krishna Geetvan Duhan. So this Duhan is Krigant Prayoga, also Geetvan. But the rule does apply in Atmana Duhyamana Su Goshu Gayati. He sings while the cows are being milked by himself. Yeah, so Atmana. Because the activity of milking is in relation to the cows, which are the Ukta Karma, whereas the activity of singing is in relation to the Karta. This is very common prayoga, common usage. Looks like Sati Saptami prayoga, kind of. What is that shloka? Puranarko Dhanodita. How does it start? Krishna Sudhamopagade.
The one about the Purana being brilliant as the sun?
Puranarko Dhanodita. The sun like Puranas then emanated or then came forth when Sri Krishna left this planet. So in the example Goshu Tishtanti Shu Gayati Krishna, the cows are the Ukta Karta, Ukta Karta, and the time of their activity of standing is the time of the activity of singing of the other Karaka, that is Krishna. Same timing. Thus the example ends up meaning Yada hi Gavas Tishtanti Tadaiva Krishna Gayati. This is like the close. So when the cows are standing, then the same time Krishna is singing. The word Tishtanti is formed, so this is formation Tishtanti. Yeah, some call this use of Saptami Vishnu Bhakti Bhave Saptami or Sati Saptami, as I was saying. So this is the Prayoga of Sati Saptami. So when Western scholars call this use of Saptami Vishnu Bhakti the locative absolute, and they call the use of Shashti Vishnu Bhakti the genitive. absolute soul. Regarding the two examples beginning Vaishnaveshu, it is proper to invite Vaishnavas at the same time the Vaishnavas are eating, but it is improper to invite non-Vaishnavas at the same time that Vaishnavas are eating, since non-Vaishnavas should only be invited or fed after the Vaishnavas have finished eating. Regarding the counterexample, Gavam Dohe Gayati, the word Doha is formed, yeah, so this is. The next sutra says, Atranadare Shashticha. In this regard, Shashti Vishnu Bhakti. So this Sati Saptami Prayog is very profound and very rampant. So, yeah, very much used. Like one example I gave was Krishna Sudhama Upagate. So it's like a continuation or the two activities simultaneously happening, two karakas simultaneously doing something.
I put the reference in the chat. It's
Yes.
1343.
Yeah,
Krishne
so
swadhamopagate dharmagyanaadibhi saha kalunashtadrishamesha puranarko dhunodita.
yeah, so Krishna Swadhamopagate. One Karaka is Krishna, who is going back to his Dhama, Swadhama Upagate. And another Karaka is Purana, which is compared to Arka, the sun, so which is rising, Uditaha. So both the Karakas are happening simultaneously. So as soon as Krishna left, at the same time, the Purana, the Bhagavad Mahapurana appeared. So in this regard, Shashti Vishnu Bhakti may also be used when disregard is understood. For example, Rudati Kutumbe Mathuram Gataha or Rudataha Kutumbasya Mathuram Gataha. He went to Mathuram Gataha, while his relatives were crying. Rudati. So this Rudati is 7-1. So this is a noun, this is not a verb. Rudan, Rudanta, Rudantaha, and then 7-1 comes Rudati. So both of which mean that Anadritya Mathuram Gataha, disregarding that crying, he went to Mathura. So for Rudataha Kutumbasya, same meaning here. Anadare, Shashti. Sometimes Shashti
So
Sankshodhana.
is that the genitive absolute that was referred to in the previous footnote?
It's referring to yeah, sixth genitive. I mean,
Oh, I see. Yeah, it said that. Okay.
these English terms are a bit alien to me, but yes, it says so.
Yeah, I know of someone who wrote her entire PhD thesis on the locative absolute.
So Sankshodhani says sometimes the Shashti Vishnu Bhakti is used even when disregard is not understood. For example, Devarshi Daitya Siddhanam Parshadanam Cha Shrunvatam. Yeah, this is also very common. That Tatastu Bhagavan Rudro Rudrani Idam Abravit. Rudrani is Parvati, Rudrani. Devarshi Daitya Siddhanam Parshadanam Cha Shrunvatam. So thereafter Lord Shiva, Lord Rudra, spoke as follows to Rudrani, Parvati, like in front of uh, Devarshi Daitya Siddhas, Parshadas, when they were hearing, while they all listened. So this is all the same sense. Yeah, this is also quite common. Another example given here is Sonu Kampita Ishena Parikramya Pranamyatam Lokasya Pashyato Lokam Swam Agan Mukta Kilvisha. I think referring to King Huhu is this. So King Huhu being yeah Anukampita Ishena. So he was like mercy was bestowed upon him by the Lord. Then he circumambulated, offered his obeisances to the Lord, and as the Loka, the demigods were looking, Pashyata, Lokasya Pashyata. So in front of them, he went back to his lokam, being freed of all the kilbisha, of all the anarthas. So the point is Lokasya Pashyata, quite common usage. So like that. Nimittat karma sanyoge saptami. A saptami Vishnu Bhakti is applied after the nimitta when the nimitta is related to the karma. So Saptami Vishnu Bhakti is applied after the nimitta. When the nimitta is related to the karma. So, for example, Saurabhye Tulasi Jigradi smells the Tulasi for its fragrance. Uh, right, Saurabhye. So, Saurabhye Tulasi. So, Saurabh, the smell, the fragrance is the nimit, the cause for which the Tulsi is being smelled. So, it takes Saptami. Hmm, right. Does end the section dealing with the Vishnu Bhaktis which pertain to Upada. So the word Nimittat here means Kriyaya Nimittat, after the Nimit of the activity. So this Sudra is for the sake of blocking the Chaturthi Vishnu Bhakti that would have been applied in the sense of Tadarthi. Saurabhartham in that sense. Saurabhaya. Very certain. In the example, Saurabhe Tulasim Jigrati, which means Saurabh Grahana Artham Tulasim Jigrati. He smells the tulsi to sample sample its fragrance. The fragrance is the nimitta of the activity of smelling, and the fragrance which is the nimitta is connected with the karma tulsi through the relationship of samvaya. Samvaya. Thus, a Saptami Vishnu Bhakti is applied after the nimitta. Similarly, Mahabhashya gives the example Charmani Dvipinam. Dvipinam, what is Dvipinam? Hanti. Dvipinam. Tiger, leopard. Okay. Germany being in हन्ति दन्तयो हन्ति कुञ्जरं केशेषु चमरीं हन्ति सीम्नि पुष्पलको हतः. अच्छा, so right. He kills the tiger for its skin, right? Vipinam is being killed for charma, for the skin. Elephant is killed for danta and so on.
Could you explain the difference between tadartya and nimitta? It said that it was blocking the tadartya.
Yeah, so it means like in when we read Chaturthi Vibhakti usage. So one usage was tadarthi. Tadarthi was um, like भक्तानां तुष्टये bhajanam karoti. Bhaktanam tushtaye. So he's doing bhakti, someone is doing bhakti for the satisfaction of devotees. So this for the satisfaction of devotees. Such usages are first of all it's in Chaturthi, fourth case, and second, it's called Tadarthya. Mm, yeah. Krishnaya, let's say Krishnaya bhajanam karoti. I'm doing devotion for for the sake of Krishna. Krishnaya uh, cooking is pakam. Krishnaya pakam karoti, in that sense. So that is tadarthi. So now Saptami here is used. when it is connected with the karma, and that word is the nimitta. Like charma. Vipinam is killed the tiger for its charma, skin.
Oh, okay. So it's not for the sake of the skin. It's
Yeah.
just
So this
right.
is
Okay.
very so charmani dvipinam hanti danteo hanti kunjaram kesheshu chamarim. Chamarim is the chamari cow, from which we take the hair and we make that chamar, which we use in puja. And
It's called a
push,
yak
what is that?
in English. In English, it's called a yak.
Okay, YAK, right?
Yeah.
And Simni Pushkalako, the deer, musk deer, Pushkalako, is killed for its Simni. Simni is what? Seaman. Anyhow. So, yeah, Vopadev gives the example Vastreshu Vrajakam Avati. Krishna killed the washerman, as we read in the 10th canto, for the sake of, for his clothes, Vastreshu. Here we shouldn't take Saptami Krishna Bhakti as, a location in Vastras. He killed the washerman in clothes, not like that. For his clothes. Kind of hetu we can see hetu. So yeah, here also someone might argue here also the desired result could be attained simply by tadarthya, as in the case of Hari Pritaye Harim Bhajati. One is worshipping Hari for the pleasure of Hari and so on. So what is the point in making this sutra, this particular? The answer is that in tadatya there must necessarily be transformation of the um, prakriti. Therefore, in Vritti Jiva Goswami said, after the prayojana, which is the karya, for example, in mala yai tulsi, tulsi for a mala, and so on, it was shown that the tulsi is transformed into a mala. But here the fragrance is not a karya or transformation of the tulsi. Hmm. Rather, it was existing before and it is part of the tulsi. So in Tadarthe, as the commentary explains, refers to this transformation of Prakriti, whereas in Saptami Prayoga, it's not the transformation, but still it's a subtle Prayoga. Hmm. Sankshodhani gives more examples here. It becomes very clear when we read examples. So famous examples of the sutra are Tvai Dhritasava from Gopi Gita, whose life years are maintained for you or because of you. Yeah, Tvai, very nice usage. Mricha Nivaha Nidhane Kalayasi Karavalam. You hold a sword. I think Karavalam is a sword for bringing about the annihilation of the mlechas. Kalayasi. Kalayasi. Nidhane. I think, yeah, Kalayasi is holding. Karavalam is. Is it? Yeah, Karavala is sword. Karayasi must refer to. Yeah, so Mlecha Nivaha Nidhane. So this Nidhane is in Saptami. So for the sake of the annihilation of mlechas. Mm, yeah, so anyway, one more example here is Sthiti Sarga Nirodhishu Jagatsthana Layodayeshu Bhakteshu Das and so on. So all these are similar prayogas. Atha mm, Achyutadi Artha Vivriyante. So here we have completed the Karakas, the usages and so on.
I have to
Here
go in
now,
a few minutes.
okay, we can do. So this will study the next time. So now the Akhyata, the Achyutadis will be explained where they are used and so on. We'll just do one or two shlokas from Anvaya, and then
Uh, I think one has to do three because there's one Anvaya for three shlokas.
okay, we'll do three. We'll do quickly. So we were on shloka 26. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, Text 26. So, I mean, we did till 25th. So, we didn't, maybe the unways are not done. Okay, they are done there. Purusha Swabhava Vihitan Yatha Varnam Yathashramam Vairagya Ragopadhibhyam Amnato Bhayalakshanan दान धर्मान राज धर्मान मोक्ष धर्मान विभागशः स्त्री धर्मान भगवत धर्मान समास व्यास योगतः धर्मार्थ काम मोक्षांश्च सहोपायान यथा मुने नानाख्यानेतिहासेषु वर्णयामास तत्त्ववित् हे मुने हे शौनक तत्त्ववित् तत्त्वज्ञाः भीष्म पुरुष स्वभाव विहितान् नर जाति साधारणान् यथा वर्णम वर्ण धर्मान यथाश्रमम आश्रम धर्मांश्च वैराग्य राग उपाधिभ्याम वैराग्य रागाभ्याम उपाधिभ्याम आम्नात उभय लक्षणान् क्रमेण उक्तं निवृत्ति प्रवृत्ति रूपं लक्षणं येषां तान् दान धर्मान् राज धर्मान् मोक्ष धर्मान् शमदमादीन् त्रिधर्मान् भगवत धर्मान् हरितोषकान् द्वादश्यादि नियम रूपान् धर्मान्. What is this Dwadashi? Okay, I think it's Dwadashi. Dwadashi. Yeah, Dwadashi Adi, Dwadashyadi. प्रति सहोपायान प्रतिनियत उपाय सहितान धर्मार्थ काम मोक्षान चतुर्वर्गान च यथा यथावत नानाख्यानेतिहासेषु नानाख्यानेषु ये इतिहासाः तेषु यथाशक्ति तथा विभागशः यथाधिकारं समास व्यास योग संक्षेप विस्तारो योग उपायो ततस्ताभ्यां वर्णयामास. So Sutta Goswami is continuing. O Shaunaka Rishi, Bhishma Dev, so Bhishma Dev is explaining, uh, is instructing the Pandavas, especially headed by Yudhishthir Maharaj. So Bhishma Dev, who is the knower of the Tattva, the truth, he, um, I think you are editing in the main file, Madhuri, maybe, looks like. Yeah. So Bhishma Dev, he explained Varnayamasa.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, he explained as per Yudhishthir Maharaj's capability, like adhikar, and he explained briefly and elaborately as he felt appropriate um, various religious methods or various dharmas, various duties, prescribed duties, as mentioned uh, in various itihasas, histories, scriptures, various narrations are there in the scriptures. So what all he taught about, what all he instructed. So he instructed about the duties which are to be performed in general by the general mass, Narajati Sadharana, the Varna Dharma, the Ashma Dharma, uh, then the Nivritti Patha, the path of, Nivritti is the path of cessation by those who are Viragi, by those who are renounced. And he also explained about the Pravritti Marg, the path of fruitive work, fruitive action, and so on, which is taken by those who are attached to this world. So he, explained all those. He explained about Dan Dharma, he explained about Raj Dharma, duties of the king, charity, Moksha Dharma, liberation, and about Shama Dhamma, controlling the senses, controlling the mind. He explained about the Stri Dharma, Dharma of Stri, woman, Bhagavad Dharma. So Bhagavad Dharma refers to the dharma which is in the form of the niyama of Dwadashi Adi. Is it referring to Dwadashi? We'll have to say what is Dwadashi being referred to here. So which is pleasing to Hari, Lord Hari, such is the Bhagavad Dharma. Then he explained about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, the Chaturvargas, along with the upayas, the methods, perform them, Saha Upayan. And yeah, that's all. So he explained out all these dharmas, duties, etc. to them accordingly. Okay.
Nanakyaneshu.
Nanakyan itihaseshu. Yeah, Nanakyaneshu. So Nana Akhyaneshu, so in various different narrations, found in
Oh,
scriptures.
okay.
Ye itihasa vartante, whatever histories are there present, teshu yathasanti. So in those itihasas, whatever way the dharmas are explained, so Vishwadev explained those, giving reference and so on. Okay, so we'll continue the next weekend. Then. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.